Hello and welcome everybody to Talking Golf Tuesday. Today, we want to talk about the last 100 years of golf. And this is a very scratch the surface summary, so buckle up, we're going to move quickly. Starting 100 years ago, what was going on 100 years ago? Well, we were using different composites, different materials for shafts. The 1920s saw, this is a 1920 Croydon, the acceptance of steel shafts. And when you go back and you look at those shafts, many of them were coated with a wood grain finish. Steel shaft with a wood grain finish, what's going on? And we look back now and we were like, that looks chintzy. Why don't you just use real wood? Or why don't you just have a chrome shaft? But they were worried that, and just frankly, golfers are traditionalists, right? They're like, well, I want to look at what I'm used to looking at. And I'm used to looking at a wood shaft, and so that's what they were giving their market. It makes sense, marketing. We get it. And so steel shafts were the latest craze, and you look at the heads. The heads were, for hundreds of years just made out of fruit wood or persimmon here in the United States, whatever they could find, right? Maple. And so they were just like, oh, all right, sweet. So no face insert, sole plate, whipping, faux wood shaft, leather wrap grip, okay? So you move forward a few years to the 50s. And then what has changed here? Well, there's a face insert. Still sole plate, persimmon, whipping. But look at the shaft. Now it's chrome. It's shiny. Thank you. We've embraced the steel at this point. All right, sweet. Bring it on. Notice still leather wrap grip. So this, so look at the shape and size. This is going to last a long time, many, many decades. This shape and size has already lasted hundreds of years. So even with a steel shaft, what's really going to change? In 1979, you guys saw it coming. We have a steel driver, finally. We've had steel woods before, but this is the first steel driver. Hollow metal. Not like the solid aluminum ones that they had back in the day. So, but look at the shape and size again. Very traditional shape and size here. Yes, it's made out of steel, but you're not really gaining any size with this, are you? And they have all sorts of sizes and shapes by this point, all right? So if we compare, 10 years after this came out, what are lots of people still playing? Here's a 1989 Ben Hogan Apex. Look, still same head shape, same size. TaylorMade drivers didn't change. Oh, well, they changed the logo and some things, but it's still basically the same driver for 10 years. And then companies started exploring different materials. One of my favorites was the Yonex. 1990, look at that carbon fiber face. Oh my goodness, are you kidding me? A carbon fiber face, look, it's starting to get bigger and more elongated. They're saying maybe we can add some forgiveness here if we make these things bigger. And Callaway did the same thing with the famous Big Bertha. A year after the Yonex came out, I might add, very similar shape and size. Oh no, is this the new shape and size of the golf driver? It was for a good long time. So let's just stick with metal here. Titleist, and Callaway, lots of companies, the first being Mizuno, the first American company being McGregor, came out with titanium heads. One of the most famous is the I'm trying to say Titleist and titanium in the same breath. Titleist Titanium 975D. So all of a sudden now we have a new material. And what's going on? Can you see a difference? They're getting a little bit bigger. They're like, wait, with this new material, we can actually make it a little bit bigger. Tiger Woods used this, not this exact driver, but this model to great success. And this in the 90s is when things really started to change. All right, so we moved from metal woods, which were very traditional in shape, to titanium metal woods, which were traditional in shape but not in size. And then you push forward a few years to another technology, I don't want to say breakthrough, but another advancement in technology that really pushed sales and what the consumers expect from drivers. Adjustability. What? So now they're made out of titanium. They can make them bigger. Look at the size difference now. noticeable. So 2005 is when the season that this came out, and I think they first announced it in 2004. I got so many golf clubs here. All right, so let's put this one down gently. So now we have adjustability. So comparing that to the next advancements. All right, let me get my thoughts in order here. We have adjustability in the weighting system, not in the neck. In 2000, where's my R9? So sticking with TaylorMade. So in 2009, 2010, they came out with this, which has an adjustable neck. Can you see the screw right there? So you can remove the head and you can adjust the loft and the lie. Interesting. So now we have all this adjustability, and we're moving to a 460cc head, which is maxed out at this point. So we've maxed out the size, and we've have an adjustable neck, we have a weight, mildly adjustable, and we have adjustable weights. So we have everything we need here in the mix for what a lot of people see as modern drivers. Adjustability. People throw stones at each other because if we go back and look, here's an R7 head, just an R7 quad head, okay? You know, they made sleeves that you could adjust the loft and lie with in the 90s. Was it really popular? No, not really. Can you remove the shaft? Yeah. You just get a heat gun. Pop like this. Done. Shaft removed. Here's your head. Put a new shaft in it. Is that hard? Not for some people. Okay, I've reshafted lots of clubs in my day. And then now, you know, here's a Big Bertha. I don't even know what year this is. 2012? I don't remember exactly, but this is one of the Big Berthas. This is my boy's. Is this the 13 degree? Yeah, this is the 13.5 degree. This is my son's driver head that we just put on his shafts. He's growing, so we can get him new shafts, it seems like every year. So look, you just pop the head, you just unscrew this, you pop the head off, you adjust it, and then you pop the shaft back on. Or if you want a new shaft, you can swap them. All right, great. Here's my driver. This is the driver that I currently use. I went on a little scramble tournament. This is what I used to great success, by the way. 460cc. Guess what? You know, there's a weight here, but is it adjustable? Not really. It's 460 cc's with an adjustable neck. This is kind of the standard. You can get drivers with adjustable weights in the back. That's fine. That's pretty normal too. 460 cc. So where are we going from here? And let me show you the difference here. This is 2017. The previous rig came out 2016, the M2, whatever, 5-6 years old. Compared to what we started 100 years ago. Right, you see right here is 100 years of driver technology advancement. Do you see a difference now? Look at this. Look at the shape and size of the face here. There's a little noticeable difference, isn't there? We have adjustable, carbon, titanium, weight. Still no face insert. Look, see this is no face insert, no. So what goes around comes around, you know? It's just, the more things change, the more they stay the same. So, you know, I don't know. Holding 100 years of golf history here, or the difference, what you can see in 100 years of golf history. And if you hold, like, you know, people are going to say, well, you need to hold a 2022 model up against this one to really show it. It's the same size. They're not that different. So, in the last few years, things haven't advanced that much because everybody had been pushing the limits of what is allowed for the last 10 years. So I want to see what's next. That's what I'm interested to see. The regulations capping they call it CT. They used to call it core, the coefficient of restitution. On these drivers just limits what they can do. Same with the size limit, you know, and what else are you going to adjust, you know, the weights. Like I haven't adjusted, so adjustability to me is only good for fitting. Because once I got this set up, whatever it was, 4 years ago, I've just left it. I haven't touched this. I haven't even checked how tight this, I should check out, maybe I'm going to do that after this video. Check to make sure that this is still tight. But once you set it up, I mean, why change it? There's no point. So what does that really add? I had no problem with other drivers, where's my R7? Oh, here it is. So like an R7 quad didn't have an adjustable neck, and I had no problem. You set it up and you rock it. Done. No problems. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. 100 years of driver advancement, and I would say, here's the 50s P40 compared to the M2. You know what's funny? This isn't even my most modern driver. I think in my wife's bag we have a driver from 2020. Yeah, I need to go look at that. But either way, this is what I chose to represent modern, contemporary drivers at the making of this video. So, the R9 adjustable. You could use this one too. Oh, Titleist, and here's the Titleist and the R9. In my opinion, the Titleist has aged better than the R9. I really like the look of the 910 D2 and D3s. Did I show you everything? I don't think there's anything else left to show. You saw the, yeah, there you go. Oh, occasionally there were some, so there's always, when we talk about golf technology, there's always like oddballs. Do you guys remember these drivers? I made a video about this one. This is the Power Pod. That's what it looks like. In your bag, that's what it would look like. What do you think? They always make fun things, you know, in the golf world. That concludes my discussion. I'm just fascinated with golf equipment. Way beyond the last 100 years, but I have a good selection of drivers that have come out in the last 100 years. And it's an impressive discussion. With that said, I'm going to go put all these away, and we are going to dive into fantasy golf. So at the making of this video, I think Winter John is in the lead. I'll post the results here. The top 10, I hope I'm in there. And I'm not going to dive into the next tournament. I don't even know when it is. I know that for a while, it seems like December, the PGA takes a break from a lot of the tournaments. So we're probably going to see that window here coming up soon. If not the next week, maybe the next week after that. We have some holidays here in the United States, Thanksgiving, Christmas coming up, and then January, you kind of expect to see that things start rolling again with some awesome tropical paradise golf courses, which we always love to watch. So don't forget to set your golf lineup in your fantasy golf league, PGA Fantasy Golf. And I'm also interested to read all your comments about the drivers that we discussed. And there were lots of big time influential drivers that we just didn't talk about. We didn't have time to talk about. That said, like, for example, I didn't pull out the biggest Big Bertha, the Great Big Bertha. There's all sorts of, I have a Warbird titanium driver. I'm looking right now, there's a C4, the Callaway C4, all carbon fiber, hollow carbon fiber head. So there's so many that made, technology advancements that I just didn't discuss. Same with persimmons, like when the 1967 or 69 Jack Nicklaus VIP came out with the aluminum face, which moved the weight forward so you get the low spin. Oh, I have a slider, an SLDR, which also, went back to that 1960s Jack Nicklaus. If we move the weight forward, then you get less ball spin, which means you get more distance if it's in that sweet spot range. Otherwise, it will just drop out of the air. Yeah, they were doing that in the 60s. They did it again in 2012, whenever the SLDR, the TaylorMade slider, came out. So yeah, I know I missed some, but let us know. Let me have it in the comments below. What are some of the obvious ones that I totally just didn't bring up? It's always fun to read the comments. As usual, thank you to my patrons for your support. It really means a lot to me. It's just general support. I post a few behind the scenes pictures and updates, and we like to message back and forth on Patreon. If you enjoyed this content, please subscribe. You can visit my Amazon shop if you want to support this channel in another way. I am an Amazon associate. I make proceeds from qualifying purchases. That's how it supports this channel. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.